Today, the new quarantine restrictions for entering into Canada are in effect. In this video, we're gonna talk about that in details. That said, play the intro video. As you might have heard, the quarantine restrictions to coming into Canada are getting more strict. In this video, we're gonna talk about all the measures in details. To do that, we're gonna explore the official website provided by the government. But first, I would like to say that the good news is that the 3 days mandatory stay at traveler's expense is going to cost significantly less than the 2,000 Canadian dollar that were originally estimated. I'm leaving you the website address in the description of this video. So the first thing that we see here is that Canadians are strongly advised to cancel or postpone any non-essential travel outside of Canada. And this is going to be for the foreseeable future. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said that this is not the time for traveling. Right now, we are approaching the March break. Canadians have been encouraged not to travel. One of the questions I get asked a lot is which hotels are authorized by the government to do the 3 days mandatory quarantine. And here is the official list. As you might know already, right now, starting today, you can only come to Canada from international flights through these 4 airports: Calgary in Alberta, Vancouver, British Columbia, Toronto, Ontario, and Montreal in Quebec. So here, if you come through Alberta, these are the 2 hotels that are authorized for your 3 days mandatory quarantine. And remember that these 3 days have to be paid by you, the traveler. As I said in the beginning of this video, the good news is that it's not going to be as expensive as they've originally estimated. If you are coming through Vancouver, these are the 5 hotels that are authorized by the government. If you are coming through Toronto, these are the 6 hotels that are authorized by the government. Last but not least, if you're going through Montreal, these are the 5 hotels that are authorized. One thing to take in consideration is that if you're coming to New Brunswick, this airport, the one in Montreal, is the one closer to New Brunswick. It's about 1 hour flight. So this page also gives you information about how to book the hotel. Something that has been reported is that it has become really hard to book any of these hotels. Some of these hotels have reported people holding online for over 3 hours. So bear that in mind. So this is the hotel booking information that you're gonna need. And again, the URL for this site is on the description of this video. Another thing that is important that I wanted to highlight here is that the reason why you're going to be quarantined in this hotel for 3 days is because you're going to wait for your COVID test. So what happens if you receive a negative test result? Well, if you have an approved quarantine plan, you can proceed with that plan, and then you'll have to quarantine for 14 days. If you're wondering what is a quarantine plan, it's a plan that you propose to the government in which you are going to say how you're going to isolate for 14 days. You have to take in consideration that foreign nationals who do not have an adequate plan may be denied entry to Canada. For those who are Canadian nationals and don't have a suitable plan for quarantine, they are going to be transferred to a federal designated quarantine facility for the full 14-day quarantine period. So what happens if you receive a positive test result? If you receive a positive test result, you have to stay in the room, and a Public Health Agency of Canada official will call you with instructions. You'll be required to isolate for 14 days, starting the day the sample was collected, and your quarantine is going to be either in a federal designated quarantine facility or other suitable location. So what happened if my test results are inconclusive? If you didn't get the results from your test after 3 days, or the results came back as inconclusive, you have to stay in your room. A Public Health Agency of Canada official will call you to provide additional details and instructions. You may be allowed to go home if you have a suitable isolation plan and private means of transportation to go directly to your final destination. That's it for this video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Our handle is, as you're seeing here, Raydelto_Hernandez. Subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Friday. And then there's the extra content on Mondays, just like this one. Thanks for watching us and stay tuned.